joining us tonight. The first songs you're going to hear from us tonight are songs from our book. Now, in music, a lot of times there are these things called movements where they have multiple sort of parts of the music that they play one at a time, and the audience claps at the end. So we're sort of practicing that tonight. So we're going to play 3 songs from our book, and then we'd love for you to clap, and then we'll play 3 more songs from the book, and then clap after that. So our first 3 songs are March Steps, Mozart Melody, and Doodle All Day. Here we go. So far. So you might be wondering why we have these Home Depot buckets up front. No, we don't have a painting project going on. The percussionists are actually going to come up front here, and they are going to be doing some bucket drumming for you tonight. We've been working on this piece in our percussion class for the last couple months, and we're super excited to play it for you. They worked really hard on it. All right, can we give these guys a little bit of encouragement? Sixth grade band is seeing how far they come from their fifth grade year as beginners to me, and throughout this year and going on to seventh grade, they grow so much. And I get to see them in instrument-alike classes. So I see my percussion class on the 7th hour, day 2. All the students on this stage meet with their instrument group. They have only practiced together on stage 3 times. So what you're seeing tonight is only after 3 rehearsals together. The next piece we're going to be playing for you is called Donut Factory. It's kind of a silly song. You kind of imagine the donuts going down the conveyor belt, maybe at Krispy Kreme Donuts, back when that was still a restaurant that was in Minnesota. So this is Donut Factory. It's going to feature our trombones and our little brats. Here we go. remiss if I did not mention also the slide whistle solo in that song. Will you round of applause for that? The slide whistle solo. The next several songs you're going to hear, we hope you recognize some of them. You're going to hear from each section in the band, starting with our flutes. So here we go. Next is the saxophones. They decided they want to sit down for their feature, but they need just as much applause. So here we go. For this last one, we've got the low brass, and the trombones are going to get to use their slides again. And we, of course, we love doing that. So this is Iron Man.
Hey, good evening. My name is Steve Volka. I'm the 7th and 8th grade band director here at Maple Grove Middle School, but I also have the pleasure of working with our clarinet class, which has become our clarinet, bass clarinet, bassoon, and oboe class. And I also help with the trumpet class, which has become a trumpet and French horn class. And that's one thing about this group that I've been super impressed with, is there's a lot of like go-getters, right? We've had 2 kids that have started playing bassoon. We've had 2 kids playing oboe that didn't start the year doing that. We've had 4 additional French horn players start. I think in here we started like 6 or 7 total tubas. It's like a tuba army, I think is what they called themselves. We have some really just brave kids. We have clarinet players becoming bass clarinet players. Support from you to make that happen. But just, it's been great to see how excited they are about learning something new and how quickly they do that. And as I watch them, and by the way, don't they look nice tonight? I think we should just institute a daily dress code with black polo shirts. Because they sit taller, they're quieter every day. But I sit and watch them and I hear them play, and then I saw this group, the Osseo High School band, play, and I started many of those kids in 6th grade, and I'm like, they sounded just like them. And then when you hear them play, you're like, oh my gosh. It is an amazing transformation from 6th grade to high school. And that's part of what I'm here to ask you about is, or talk to you about is, how do we keep these kids in band? How do we continue that transformation to the next level? And so my encouragement to you is, we need these kids in band next year. Society needs these kids in band. I think the arts are super important to who we are as human beings, as people, as a society. We need to keep these kids involved, and they're just starting to get to the point now where things get really exciting because they know what they're doing now, which is great. You no longer want to lock them in the basement while they practice, right? Well, maybe, I don't know. But let's keep them going. You should have already, if you haven't already, but maybe the next couple days, you'll get a registration sheet from your kids through Maple Grove Middle School. I encourage you to circle band. My goal is to see every one of these kids in my 7th grade band next year. If you're struggling to find a way to make that happen, email me, talk to me. I'll stand under that clock there for as long as you need. I don't have to be back here till about 5:30 tomorrow morning for jazz band when I get here, right? I'll wait, and we'll find a way to get your kid in band next year. So please, let me know what I can do to help with that, to figure that out for your schedule. But boy, enjoy their last piece, and this is spectacular. So enjoy seeing what your kid's gonna become from staying in band. So thank you and have a great night.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. We appreciate your support for your children in music. Your children appreciate it as well. Our last piece is called Dojo. And after we're done playing that, the students are going to exit off stage and go around here and take the spot of the high school band. And these wonderful folks are going to come on stage and play some great music for you. So here is Dojo. colleagues from high schools to come and visit and play for you all and for our students, so they can hear where they could be in even 3 years from now. So in front of you, we have the Osseo Senior High School Wind Ensemble, directed by Ms. Hansen, so let's welcome them to the stage.
exactly right, because he had many of these students over at Osseo Middle School, that our senior group were sixth graders with him, I know for sure. So sixth graders, they sat exactly where you were and sounded exactly like you did just a few years ago. And so I just like to highlight some of the things they do besides music. So could I have my athletes stand up? If you are in a sport, fall, winter, or spring, go ahead and stand up. And if I could have my captains of my sports teams stay standing. Now, I announced one of them as hockey, and I meant baseball. I don't know, sorry. So we have baseball. My bad there. We have swimming, we have Nordic, and we have tennis and soccer captains in our band. And then our symphonic band has other athletics and captains represented there as well. If you're in an activity, maybe it's robotics, maybe it's, I don't know, I can't think of all of our many activities. But if you're in theater or many of the activities, if you could stand up really quick. And then I'm just going to have our National Honor Society members stand up. So they apply to be in National Honor Society. We have many representatives, and Matt, you're on the cabinet, aren't you? You're one of the treasurer. All right. Go ahead and have a seat. Our program is, so we have just about every sport represented in our band program, and we are really proud of that because I was a 3-sport athlete, 17 activity kid, and was in 3 musics as well. And I love that they get to do this when they are kids, because when you become an adult, it's just not as fun anymore. And so, enjoy this, and you can do a lot of the things that you love at high school still. And so, I encourage you to keep playing. A couple of our students will be headed to the south of France this summer with an orchestra they play with. One of our students went to Italy a couple of years ago. There are just so many possibilities. And so, if nothing else, have fun playing music and take those opportunities. So, we have our Pops concert this Friday night at Osseo Senior High. So we're going to close with one of our songs from that concert, and it's Pirates of the Caribbean. And thank you so much for having us here tonight, because we do, I forgot to have my Maple Grove Middle School alumni stand up at the first concert, but could you guys stand up really quick and welcome home? All right, we will close with Pirates of the Caribbean.
joining us tonight. I would like to just thank you all for your support again. Let's give all these kids who played on the stage tonight a big round of applause for them.